Hey guys, in this episode I will show you how we convert this into this in 6 years. Let's dive in. I used to repair my cars for years using a pair of ramps. They were better than nothing, but I was quite limited in the repair scope and still had to take my cars to indie shops once in a while. Then I realized that I need a nice, dedicated place to work on my cars. There were two options. Either to buy a standard Soviet 20 square meter panel garage or build a custom garage. We had space on our lot, time, will and money, so I figured out, what the hell, let's do it. As a person who likes doing everything myself, I decided to try to build it as much as possible using own abilities. Nowadays you can do anything you want using the help of internet. Luckily for me, the building permit for this type of building, size and location was not required at the time of building. I did all of the area and car measurements. I needed enough room to be able to move around the car with open doors without any limitations. I have downloaded Sketch Pro. After numerous hours of thinking, planning and drawing, I came up with this 3D model. I wanted to have a lift badly. The initial idea was to install a smallest available 2-post lift in combination with a 1 meter pit. The reason for this was the fact that the garage was not planned to be tall. The lift foundation would be pain in the ass in this case. Later on, another solution was chosen, a scissor lift in combination with a pit. I found the lift I like to buy and used its dimensions in the new pit's drawing. Looks nice. Let's get into it. Firstly, the area was cleared. Plants and trees removed. Worm house disassembled, foundation was removed. Unfortunately, I've lost the photos how I marked the area and dig the trenches, but here's the result. The trench depth was deeper than the earth freezing depth in our region, which is around 70 centimeters. The width of the foundation was calculated according to the specialized book, taking into account the weight of the structure and the external forces like wind, snow, etc. As the garage is an attachment to existing building, the foundation metal carcass was attached to the building's foundation by drilling holes in it. The outer side was insulated using extruded polystyrene. The inner walls were done using chipboard. The bottom and the walls were covered with polypropylene film to avoid so-called concrete milk of draining into the soil out of the foundation. Foundation decking was completed. I ordered concrete with a pump truck. This was fun. While the concrete dries, you have to water it every several hours for the first several days. This will prevent concrete from losing its initial strength. After a week, the decking was removed. Unfortunately, since the concrete is heavy, it bulged the underground wooden polystyrene walls a bit, and the top surface slightly lowered and was not perfectly leveled. I had to slightly lift the foundation and make it perfectly level. I've built the level decking again and installed some armature inside to make the new layers stronger. Using mixer and hand power, I fill up the foundation with handmade concrete. Later on, the foundation was covered in a waterproof tar and a layer of roofing felt. This prevents moisture of climbing up from the foundation to the walls. Alright, the blocks and the glue have arrived. Those are FIBO blocks, or expanded clay blocks. They are eco-friendly and quite strong. After the first winter, when the foundation settled down, we have commenced the wall assembly. For the first layer, we use concrete mixture. For the next ones, the glue and homemade glue dispenser. Every third layer we put armature into the block groove to make walls stronger. Every level of blocks was attached to the walls using this method. Layer by layer we bumped into the garden tool house roof. Say goodbye to it. Walls grew up further. Now it was time to make concrete window lintels with an armature carcass inside. When the walls were done, it was time for reinforced upper concrete belt. This is a structure along the whole wall perimeter that we have to create in one go. It is insulated on the outside and has armature carcass inside. Old floor laminate was used for decking. Thick threads with white washers planted along the long wall for roof wood to be attached to. They will be securely held by concrete. Took us whole day to fill up with concrete. Hell of a job. Concrete belt was attached to the main building as well. Later on we have completed the attic walls and both pediments. I wanted to boost up the building and hire people for the roof assembly and insulation. They did a job quite fast, in a week or two. It would take me months. Windows and the gate were installed. The box was ready. The total sum spent was around 13,000 euros. While I was working on the ventilation, the garage became a warehouse. I've covered the attic area with chipboard panels. Started assembling an advanced ventilation system. It will serve both the garage and the sauna, which is in the same building behind the wall. Using the electrical actuator, it is possible to close the sauna vent system and leave only the garage, and vice versa. It has an electric fan inside and wind fan on the roof. This is the exhaust gas extractor. Job done. Time for the pit. Bumped into the old underground warm house foundation. The bottom was watered and compressed several times. It was covered with a thick swimming pool film. Bottom was insulated, reinforced, and concrete floor was done. Crush some more concrete. Meanwhile, the scissor lift has arrived. Started assembling the pit box out of the remaining blocks. It is insulated from the outside as well. The pit has its own vent pipe. Done. Started assembling roof paneling. Installed the trolley beams as well. Trolley was purchased as well. We've hired people to make the insulated, heated and polished concrete floor. Firstly, they have made a stronger concrete base for the lift, and afterwards the polished floor itself with lighter dry concrete mixture. Unfortunately, the job was not executed properly. Surfaces not straight in some places, left garbage behind, etc. It is what it is. This is a standard practice nowadays. So here's the result. Hire people to do the interiors. These guys luckily were doing a good job. Meanwhile, I was assembling the lighting system. It was time to bring in the lift and install it, since it had to move out from the storage location. So I ordered a truck with a crane, and we did this job. I have assembled the hydraulic system, added some oil and tested that thing. I was really happy. Hired people to do the driveway. Meanwhile, I was doing the pit steps. Also, we had to insulate the garage walls so that the work on the interior could be finished earlier. We had this 3-phase winch in our disposal. I have converted it into a single phase using a capacitor. We have only 230 volts available. The winch electrics module was repinned to be able to work properly. After 2 days of playing around with it, I finally managed to achieve the required result. Winch was insulated and tested with some weight on it. So, the interior was partly completed. I needed to finish off some of the electrics. Together with a friend, we have covered the floor with epoxy floor paint. The kit has everything you need, including shiny flakes. Afterwards, after a month, I have covered that floor with few layers of polyurethane lacquer, but I would recommend doing this next day after the epoxy paint. It was painted as well. The electrics on the last wall was completed, and I have started assembling the workbench. The garage was slowly starting to look like a garage. Purchased a lot of boxes and designed the shelves in such way that they would fill in all of the shelf spaces. Old school 60-year-old vise was restored and mounted. All of my car scrap migrated into the garage. More stuff appeared. Finished off the exhaust extractor. ordered a custom cabinet and mounted a big sink inside. Did a proper load test of the winch. Converted winch loses around 50% of lifting power with one phase remaining, but should be enough for me. Some extra details. That's it. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.